more world disappears inside it. I'm just another hopeless addict. Well, that makes a man instead. If the drums don't get you, the guitars will.
Welcome, guys. We're glad to be talking to you
I
from
have
the
the
world
intro,
of the
so
Simpsons.
you're just kind of vamping here.
Well,
for
because
some reason.
you didn't say anything. It was quiet for too long.
No, it's we had dead air. We can't edit this. This is live.
We're in the world of the Simpsons. Fox and I are yellow right now. I guess I would actually be like an actual
You'd be
brown color.
Yeah. What yellow equals white in The Simpsons?
Yeah.
So I don't know if you saw the. So we're doing some news now, and I'm hoping this isn't one of your news articles, news stories you're bringing up. But there's a new Kingdom Hearts game coming to mobile.
No.
Coming
What?
to the mobile. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how excited you'll be because the mobile games are kind of dumb. But there is
but here's the thing: the mobile games,
they're usually in canon.
yes, and they inform. Like they're not necessary for the rest of the story, but they inform
Hold
the
on.
story a crap
What
ton.
if this is like the final game? Like
Oh,
the
gosh.
ending of the entire saga is in a mobile game, and you have to there's like paywalls and stuff. How funny would that be?
Not?
Oh, okay. Thank you for clarifying that. I was actually asking. Okay, so Square Enix, they announced Project Xehanort.
Okay.
It's a working title for a new game coming this spring for the iOS, Android, and Amazon. And that's literally all they said.
Wow.
They did.
Project
Classic.
Xehanort.
They didn't give you any like screenshots or whatever.
This is essentially just their way to enslave young people. That's what Xehanort does.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, because he Norts people.
Yeah, he Norts
You Norta boy. That's what he does. That's his.
That's his shtick.
How do I take over the world? I Norta boy.
I know the boy.
Okay, so here is what we're gonna do because apparently they also. Well, okay.
Oh no. I'm already nervous.
The only online presence. Okay, there is a single screenshot, and it looks like it's some anime guy.
that
And
narrows it down.
yeah, some anime guy, probably from Kingdom Hearts. I don't know who his name is.
What color is his hair?
It's gray.
That's probably Xehanort then.
Oh,
Some form of
is there?
Xehanort.
Okay, yeah, I guess there are millions.
Whether
of
it be
him.
Xehanort or Ansem or Xemnas or Terranort or whatever.
Stop it! I
form
hate you.
Young
I hate you,
Xehanorts.
and I know you're the messenger, but I hate you. There's a single screenshot of that guy and a competition for fans to try and guess the game's name.
What? Nobody is going to win this.
I love this because it's so self-aware.
Yes,
they know
that's fair.
that their game titles are bullcrap, and so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna come up with names for this next
Oh,
mobile.
yes.
So what I'm suggesting you do, I'm going to do this first to get the creative juices flowing.
Okay.
I'm going to randomwordgenerator.com.
I guarantee.
I'm opening up
gotta turn
random
my microphone around. Hang
random
on.
word generator.
Okay. I bet you Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, name? No.
name-
Don't do that. Don't do
No,
that. Don't
there is
poison
one.
the well.
There is one.
That's your organization. That'll just change your name to an organization 13 name. Because there's actually like a, what's it called? Oh no, that'll just tell you who you
no,
are.
yeah, this
I've
is
been to one like
your
that.
Kingdom
Yeah,
Hearts
no.
name. Never mind.
Okay, we're going to randomwordgenerator.com.
Okay.
And I'm going to put in that it'll generate 3 random words for us.
Okay.
I've looked this. I don't know if this just takes from the whole dictionary or if it's just like commonly used words or what. But I looked it up and okay, this is not going to be what we guess. This is going to be some creative. We're going to make it work.
Yeah,
oh, do you have a
it's
D20 in here
flowing.
also? Because we could use one of those.
I shockingly do not.
Yeah, this is
but
the
there's
one
about
room in your
150
house.
of them.
Go get one.
Outside that door.
Go get
Okay,
one,
hang
and
on.
I'll entertain the troops.
You'll entertain the troops?
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
I'm part of the USO. Quick, while he's gone, let's dunk on Dez. That guy. Oh, hey, nothing.
Literally
I wasn't.
just outside the door.
All right.
I could hear everything you were saying.
All right. We're gonna. Okay. So what we're gonna do is say this one's gonna be called Kingdom Hearts, 3 words and then a number, which we'll D20.
Okay.
And that's just gonna be our
right.
warm ups. All right. Random words. All right. The next one, the next mobile Kingdom Hearts is called Kingdom Hearts River Confuse Haircut. Please roll the die.
16.
River confused haircut 16.
No, it would have to be like 1/6.
1/6. No, I like that. Yeah. All right, we're going to do another one here. All right. This is Kingdom Hearts Unique Elbow Year.
Unique elbow year. I can already hear them trying to like add that in. They're like, we're in the bend now.
And some character says it, and it's still as nonsensical as it was before. But it's like, this is the unique elbow year.
You stop and you realize you came up with the name, and then you built a story.
That's
around
exactly
it, right?
what it is. I feel like there's so many RPGs. All right, one more, but then we're gonna try to come up with something.
Okay.
That's actually like we would see.
I'm gonna roll a dice again.
Roll it.
Okay, we have a 4.
Okay, this is Kingdom Hearts Trouser for Flag Hallway.
Trouser for flag hallway.
But the number 4.
It's the number 4.
Yeah, and then
yes.
like the flag is like it's like a math equation for some reason. So it's like trouser with like the 4 as like a superscript. So it's like,
oh yeah,
but to the power 4, and then flag hallway is like a flag over hallway. And
and the flag hallway is where all of the different worlds come together.
Yes, and their flags represent
their
unity.
World. Yeah.
And then Xemnas Nort's a flag now.
Nort's a flag.
And he becomes a flag.
He's in the flag hallway. He has access to all worlds
it's
now.
like in the Matrix when the Keymaker takes him to that long hallway of doors, and it's stupid. It'll be exactly as smart as that. All right, no, okay. So those were funny, I guess, but we need to come up with an actual, our official submission for the Kingdom Hearts new mobile game title. Now, let's look up a list of Kingdom Hearts game names.
Right.
Kingdom Hearts
Union
titles.
Cross X.
Yeah, there's
Kingdom
Union
Hearts
Cross
1.
X, 1.5 Redux or whatever.
Yeah, then there's Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days.
358 over 2 days.
Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep.
Chain of Memories.
Chain of Memories.
Coded. Let's see. Kingdom Hearts 3D. Dream Drop Distance. Recoded, but regarding coded, like an email
That's because this
subject.
was when texting was really cool, and every time you responded to a text, it said "re." Like,
oh my goodness,
like an email. Yeah,
there is just Kingdom Hearts Union Cross,
right?
Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Birth by Sleep, A Fragmentary Passage.
Oh, that's right.
That's the whole line. That's the whole name. Let's see. Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue.
I hated that one. It's just like a little bit before Kingdom Hearts 3. That's literally all it really is. Yeah. And it's,
no. Okay, so knowing all those, let's see if we missed any. There's Unchained Cross. Coded 358 over 2 days. And I guess most of those might have an actual reason. But they're pointless.
Partially Kingdom Hearts name, partially industrial rock band album name. Chain Cross.
Yeah. Chain Cross. I like that.
Yeah.
That's it. Kingdom Hearts Chain Cross X. Okay, here we go. Kingdom Hearts mobile. The new Kingdom Hearts mobile game is called Kingdom Hearts Shining Memories 52.
I was gonna say memory. Dang it! You took memories from me.
Shining Memory 52. Okay, just off the dome. Don't think about it.
I already got mine.
You need like adjective noun that has like a certain cadence to it.
Okay,
give it to me.
Kingdom Hearts, the Heart Vault.
The Heart Vault. Okay, what other nonsensical little like symbol do you put there?
The Heart Vault squared.
Heart Vault squared. Yes, but it's like squared. And not like a 2.
Right.
It says squared.
Yeah.
Kingdom
and it's
Hearts.
A reference of Square Enix.
Yeah, it's their logo with a D at the end.
Yes.
Just a
regular D.
Not in the same font or anything. Squared. Which means it's even worse. Kingdom Hearts Epsilon by Judgment.
That one's really good.
I literally was just saying words as I went with it. Epsilon, or maybe just Epsilon Judgment. The final days. Now we're turning into like a 90s like a Left Behind type.
Yeah.
We need to get. Maybe they should get Tim LaHaye in there to.
Oh, perfect. Yes. Okay. Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts.
No, I had one. Now I spaced it because you talked about Tim LaHaye, and I started thinking of stupid things. Oh, yes. Kingdom Hearts Duskclaw Reach.
Duskclaw Reach?
Yeah.
That sounds like an area in a Borderlands game, but I'll go. Yeah, I like
Duskclaw Reach, I like that, yeah.
This is the Duskclaw Reach.
Not dust, dusk.
Yeah, dusk, like evening. Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts Full Moon Empty.
Full Moon Empty? That's so terrible. I love it.
You gotta get as dumb as
Kingdom
possible.
Hearts circuits of heart. That just has heart in there again. The circuits of heart.
Kingdom Hearts.
This is our whole episode now, by the way.
Yeah, that's it. Kingdom Hearts. Bad. No,
Kingdom Hearts. This one's bad too, folks.
I like all the Kingdom Hearts games, to be clear. The names are all stupid,
Yeah,
though.
that's true.
Unless there's just a number.
And the story. And a lot of the characters.
Kingdom Hearts Memory Mask.
Memory is like guaranteed to be in there,
It's gotta be,
There has to be memories of some kind. Kingdom Hearts Sleep Root.
Ooh.
I like having some kind of like electronic type thing in there, like or like mathematical something or other, because they involve like Tron and all that. And like that was a terrible choice of a movie to put in your Kingdom Hearts game.
Kingdom Hearts Shadow Program.
Shadow.
That sounds like a James Bond thing now.
That's true. The Shadow Program. Yeah. All right. But first, we got a lot to talk about as usual. And first on the list. We have our Game Awards report, our Game Awards stats.
Once again, big thanks to Chris for taking care of this.
He is a gentleman and a saint, and also a scholar. Two of those are actually very true.
Yes.
He hasn't been made a saint yet, but we're waiting on it. So he sent us our Game Awards stats 2 weeks ago. We did an episode, as we usually do, just giving our picks on the Game Awards. And we have the results. And as is now usual, Chris has not only given us like percentages, he's given an actual like written report.
Or his sports cast.
Yeah, his sport. Yeah. So I'm very excited to read this for you guys. So here we go. This is from Chris. Here we go. 2020 saw strong gains for both Dez and Fox. Dez proved that his development as one of the game's best pickers wasn't a fluke, putting up another 300 season. Dez did regress a bit in terms of overall pick selection and WAR, which is Dez.
Wins against replacement in...
Please explain that.
Well, wins against replacement in baseball is something totally different, but he made it something else for that.
Sure. Oh, man, I've forgotten what
but
that was.
It was last year's, yeah. I don't remember what it
anyway,
was.
You did regress a bit in terms of OPS and WAR.
That's overall pick selection.
Overall pick selection,
OPS, yeah. Where it's in baseball, it's on base plus slugging, but
he used the acronyms.
Yes.
This was mostly due to the weighting of this year's categories and having some obvious winners, some of which I still can't believe you didn't pick. The Last of Us 2 for advances in accessibility. I mean, come on, guys.
What
so there's a little bit of personal.
Yeah, no kidding. I don't know what that did to make it more accessible than any other game.
Here's the problem with us on that category. We are privileged enough to not really have to worry about those.
That's true.
We generally can play the game as default,
as is
stated,
as
is played. So that's not something we generally look at, and maybe we should just start looking at that next year.
Not a bad idea.
See those kind of things. That said, Fox surprised us all by exceeding his incredible 2018 performance, picking a whopping 367 and bringing his career total up to 350. That's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Now, there have been allegations of using PEDs, pick-enhancing drugs, or betting on his picks, but none of that has been substantiated. Instead, Fox earns our highest honor, MVP, Most Valuable Picker, given to him by the Game Award writers across America, GAWAA. Esports continues... That's how they say it. Esports continues to be a big hole in the game of both Fox and Dez, with Dez lucking into the somewhat obvious Shocks pick
Yeah.
That was the best athlete.
Obvi.
I think he was best athlete. We don't
I have
even
no
remember.
idea.
But yeah, and you did. We not know how to pronounce that, but it's Shocks, just spelled weird.
Well, okay, all
Yeah.
right.
If Des and Fox want to continue to pick at the highest levels, they'll have to refine their esports picking strategy, going back to the fundamentals. Late nights on Twitch, dropping salty towers, and feeding mid lane will all help them grasp a better understanding of esports.
Here's what I will say on that. No.
Nah, there's got to be
I will
some
not.
random chance in here. Outside of that, their game remains... Actually, no. With you saying no, then I could say no, but then also actually look at it. And
If that means that you watch esports Fortnites and I don't, I'm 100% comfortable with that.
That's fair. That's fair. Outside of that, their game remains strong, especially around the basic categories: sports, action, action adventure, strategy, etc. There was a regression in WPAR. Again, I forget what that
Yep.
exactly means.
We don't.
Between Des and Fox and industry experts. Oh, here we go. Average experts outpicked them on an average of 1 to 2 picks this year. Seems like The Last of Us 2 Gambit was a good picking strategy for many this year. So
Yeah.
we didn't give Last of Us Part 2 a blanket you win everything.
Yes.
And but that's actually what happened. It won 7 categories.
Here's what I do when I pick every year, and I should stop this. 100% I should stop
Sure.
this. And that is, whoever wins Game of the Year needs to be extra good to win in any other category. Because they're already giving them Game of the Year.
That's
They don't
literally
need to,
saying it's the best.
they don't need to get everything. Like, it's one of those things
Yeah,
like, let's be
You're
fair.
saying that's what you do.
That's what I do in my
And
brain.
that's not how it works.
That's not how it
because
works.
in reality, if it's best game of the year and it's also in an action adventure category,
It should also
then it
win
would
that.
have to be by definition the best action adventure game.
Yes.
All
and,
right.
And my brain just, like,
Yeah.
it wants to be fair and make
What
sure
I have to
everybody
stop
gets
doing
some.
is just picking something different than you so that we have different chances.
I
and, like,
actively try and pick first every time. So
there
that
were a couple where it's like, why did I pick Legends of Runeterra or whatever? That was a weird choice. Anyway, here we go. With the release of 2 new consoles, 2021 Game Awards will be a new challenge. Will Horizon Forbidden West remain top contender for 2021 Game of the Year? What new games will emerge from the shadows to surprise us all? Will God of War Ragnarok us? Probably.
Nice. Yes.
And that's the end.
Oh,
So
man.
all that being said is I did have apparently I counted incorrectly when we were watching.
Did you
the
double check
awards.
that?
I did.
Okay.
I am 1 above you.
Oh,
That's
dang.
my we are neck and neck. As last year we were also neck and neck with you coming out above me.
Yeah.
So I say next year we place a bet of some kind.
Okay.
But we'll figure it out then.
Yes.
But I think we need to raise the stakes on this. Have you ever heard of the game SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom?
Unfortunately, yes.
Have you heard that there's a remaster coming out?
No.
Yes, there is. It's a fan favorite. It's actually a favorite of the speedrunning community too. Like, it's real fun to watch. But that's not what we're going to talk about here is SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom, the rehydrated FUN edition. That's a reference to the show.
Okay.
There's an episode where they sing a song. It costs $300.
What? What?
This is a remake or remastering of a PS2 game. Yes, PS2 game. I assume. Yeah. $300 to get this version. And what I want you, if you're gonna pay $300
Right.
for a special FUN edition of Bikini Bottom, whatever. What should you get with it?
They better send me an aquarium with a sponge and a starfish
An
inside of it.
actual live sponge. That would be great. I would love that. That's a good one. I'm thinking like an actual like Frozen or something, but like a Krabby Patty. Like here's an
Ooh.
actual like live real life version of a Krabby Patty.
No, I'm gonna guess it comes with the original on the PS2. Somehow they found sealed
they
discs
found a
of
bunch of them in
brand
some
new,
warehouse
yeah.
somewhere. No, that would be actually worth a lot.
Yes,
right
it
now.
would.
That
man.
would be that'd be
PS2
worth a
games
lot.
Are worth money right now.
There is a 300. Okay, here's what it actually comes with: an 8-inch SpongeBob figurine
Okay.
with golden spatula and flexible tongue.
Cool. So
Sure.
now only $299 left to make up for.
Yeah. That'd be expensive for that. A 7-inch Patrick figurine. Doesn't have anything flexible as far as I can tell. An 8-inch Sandy figurine. That's the squirrel in this. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
So 3 8-inch figurines.
Well, yeah. Also, a set of Tiki key rings.
Say that 3 times fast.
Tiki key ring.
Tiki key
They
ring,
might be
tiki
related
key
to
ring,
something
tiki
in the
key
game,
rings,
but
tiki key ring.
I don't recognize them from anything in the actual show. I've watched a lot of that show. You get some stickers. You get 6 lithographs, which are just fancy images, pictures.
Right. They're
And
like
then
clear.
SpongeBob SquarePants tennis socks. And then, of course, the game.
What's the other $100 worth? or sorry, $200.
$200, yes, at the
yeah.
most. $300. This one, I mean, there's a lot of like really expensive super editions of every
Right.
game. And some of them, I mean, obviously it also depends on how much you want it, how much you're looking forward to it, whatever. Like I have heavily considered getting the super edition or whatever of Cyberpunk.
You pre-ordered this, didn't you? You bought the $300 SpongeBob thing, didn't you, Fox?
So what kind of news are we looking at? So speaking of League of Legends, what we're talking about today in part is the fake/real K-pop band called KDA.
Right.
That
At least
has,
that's part of what we're talking about.
yeah, part of it. That's involved. And it got us thinking, what other game characters, what other game casts, it could be different games, whatever, should form a band.
Right,
What would work
of course,
well?
of
And I'm going to
course.
start us off with what I think is the most obvious. Why has this not happened already? Like legitimately kind of shocking that they wouldn't do this. And that is that the boys from Final Fantasy 15 have not started a late 90s pop boy band. Why is that not a thing?
There's the bad boy, the smart dapper guy.
That's what I'm saying, is that they
perfect.
legitimately seem to have been designed to be like those
tropes?
archetypes
Yes.
in a boy band. I don't get it. Why are they you got the main one, but he's also like the mysterious and then you got
he's the lead,
you got the beefcake
the
one,
big buffy
never
bad
wears
guy.
an actual shirt.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then there's the dapper smart guy.
Right,
and then
right.
There's like
And
fun.
Then there's fun,
cool
goofy guy. Yeah,
absolutely.
Like that just makes the most sense in the world, and I don't understand.
That's a really good
why there
one.
has. I mean, I bet there's like a fan creation or something. But come on,
That's got to be absolutely. Mine was another one that I generally want this to happen. It's
Okay.
a real thing. Okay, have you heard of like Iron and Wine, the band?
I love Iron and
They're
Wine.
fantastic.
It's not a
Yes.
band; it's one guy. But yes,
2. It was a guy and his wife for a while. Is there someone else, or is it just him now?
Iron and Wine is as far. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, anyway,
Iron and Wine
bottom
is
line.
great. Listen to
Yeah, they're
Iron and Wine.
But all this to say, I want Dandelion and Geralt to make just a duo group, just some like real chill stuff. Just Dandelion on his lute, and then he and Geralt harmonizing together.
Sure,
just
sure.
singing like ballads.
I think
and things
maybe.
like that.
I mean, maybe Geralt, but definitely Siri could do. Siri, I could see like joining in.
No,
giving us
okay,
some
no, I'm
vocals.
changing my mind
There is
already
the
then.
there is the other bard in the the female one in the anyway.
Games. I haven't played the game, so I don't know.
Sure.
Okay, let's include Siri and Yennefer, and now they're a
bluegrass
mid-90s
band.
No, they're a mid-90s sync rock band
Oh,
with Yennefer as the lead singer in her like black dress and whatnot.
bring me to life. But she could, because she's like a she could use.
She could definitely do that,
necromancy
yeah.
spells and that would be a good one. I'm thinking like what I'm trying to do is come up with a genre,
Right.
And then where does that go? And I was thinking hair metal.
Ooh.
You go with the cast of Devil May Cry 5. Or just general
Okay.
Devil May Cry. Just based on the like bombastic, ridiculous nature of that, I think they would all really work.
Yeah,
As a hair metal band, there is the famous cutscene of doing is it Thriller? Is it Smooth Criminal?
there's just
one
they
of
do
the
a
there's
dance.
one of the Michael Jackson
Yeah.
dances in there somewhere.
and it's
But
been
I think
put to 100,000.
I think I could.
songs.
I want to see them work as the doing like Kickstart My Heart from Motley Crue or something. I think that could really work.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
They could also be a mid-90s or mid-2000s
Sure,
sync
that
rock
one,
band.
yeah, that one's there, but they have less of the archetypes already built in. So I think they
Right,
could all just
right.
have super long hair and a very effeminate, like makeup and whatnot on.
So I'm going way off base here. Ready? Polka.
Okay, who's the polka band?
Mario Brothers.
All right.
They already got the overalls, like
Sure, sure.
and I could just like them and like Peach there too. Yeah, absolutely. And I could just see them like dancing around
Yeah.
and stuff. Like be so happy, and like the Toads,
Toads are in there for
like,
sure.
like a square
Toads
dance
are in
going
there.
on and things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Man, it would be. I'd want to be there just to hang out.
You do, man. Speaking of music and Mario, do you remember that part? Did you play Super Mario Odyssey?
No, I watched you play it though. I watched your whole.
Okay. Do you, man? That scene in New Donk City after you actually beat
Yes.
the level. That is such an incredible moment. Like such a great time. Oh man. Anyway, my last one is definitely a like Scandinavian like black metal band, and it'd definitely be the God of War cast. You have Kratos. You have the two dwarves.
Oh yes.
What are their names? Etri, or I can't remember their names. Then you have Baldur in there for sure, and then you have not villain, but lady. Dang it, what's her name? The lady, the mom.
Oh, not Freya.
Freya. You have
there it
Freya
is.
doing like the high vocals, and then you have like the actual clean, like a I can't think of any names right now. I'm thinking of Amaranth Band, the band that's really great. I'm really
Nightwish?
bad. Nightwish. Thank you. You have your Nightwish. You have your high vocals. And then you have your like growly. They didn't have really like screaming vocals, but you get that contrast in there. I think that could work really well.
Yeah, I know, dude. I'd listen to that.
Yeah.
for sure. My last one is not so much a band as much just the DJ. And I want Master Chief there because he's got like the
Master
mask,
Chief
and like I want to
DJ?
see him like calculating everything from his helmet and everything like that. Just in there, like the greatest calculation of sick beats to be, and then it's like a bunch of like the plasma rifles and things like that, but they shoot out like sparks and lasers
Sure, of
and
course,
things
yeah.
like that for the big rave.
It'd work.
that's
Yeah,
going
make
on
it happen.
there.
Video games.
Make it all happen,
We've
you guys.
clearly seen that KDA is very popular. Let's get in on this. All right. Hey, we have to, before we do anything, big shout out, big ol' happy B-Day to the one, the only George Lucas. It's his birthday today.
Happy birthday today, the day we're recording
Today,
this.
the day we are recording this, it is George Lucas's birthday. He's turning however many years old, I don't know. But I thought we'd do a little tribute to him and his thing, how he does things.
How?
We're going to generate our Star Wars names.
Oh yes. Okay.
And I found there's a lot of Star Wars names generators out there.
Does
and
George Lucas like Star Wars anymore? I bet he
think
doesn't.
so.
I bet he doesn't.
I think he has specifically talked about selling LucasArts to Disney as a divorce. As in like a bitter divorce that he went through.
Yeah.
And I wonder if he's there's probably a combination of relief that he doesn't have to kind of be in charge of all this anymore, but also like a regret.
I mean, I'll say this: it's not Star Wars' fault; it's the fans' fault. We ruined it for him.
The fans are not great. I mean, Star Wars hasn't really produced anything great since 1983. But
okay, but not being great is
no, I understand. What I'm saying is that Star Wars kind of was too weighty to really sustain itself. Those three
That's
movies
probably
were
accurate,
really
yes.
great, and producing something else is inherently going to be a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, fandom has evolved to a place where it is killing the things it loves by creating such outrage against imagined or real slights or whatever.
relevant to our topic.
Yeah, it's big. We'll talk about that. But hey, George Lucas, you started something. I haven't liked everything you produced, but that's okay. I don't need to. But I do appreciate that you had some really great ideas that created this universe.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
yeah, there was some really great creativity there and some really good stuff. So happy birthday. Let's generate our Star Wars names. This one, we're going to specifically come up with ones that could only be unique to us.
Okay.
There are a lot of just like, here's random names that we found in,
Right, of course.
Wikipedia. Here's yours or whatever. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to start with you, of course.
Of course.
Of course. That's what we always do.
Yeah.
All right, Star Wars name generator. What we're going to do is come up with the name, and then we're going to figure out what your role is in the Star Wars universe.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, so your first name. The first three letters of your last name.
Des, that's where I got
No,
my...
first three letters.
Oh, Val.
So Val. And then also the first 2 letters of your first name.
ST.
ST. So your first name is Valst.
I'll take that.
That
That's
sounds
pretty
like
cool.
a Star Wars
Valst.
name.
Yeah.
Valst. And then your last name are the first 2 letters of your mother's maiden name.
Okay. First 2 letters.
First 2 letters.
GA.
GA. And the first 3 letters of the town you were born in.
TU.
First 3 letters, so TUC.
TUC. Gatuk.
Yeah, so you're Valstgatuk.
Velst Gatuk.
That sounds like a Star
I'll
Wars
take the
name.
heck yes,
This is an
man.
impressive Star Wars
Yeah.
name generator. Here's the thing. It sounds like a Star Wars name because Star Wars names are nonsense. They're
All
absolute.
fantasy names are nonsense.
They are now. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of if you come up with your languages and stuff, like Tolkien names all have a reason to them, or at least a thematic reason to them. Star Wars names have not really had a point to them or any kind of rhyme or reason. They're just weird sounds. I'm not complaining.
In general,
it's fine.
fantasy names
I'm
are
not
nonsense.
I'm not dunking on it in that. I'm just saying that's probably why that sounds good, because Star Wars names are fairly generic space fantasy names.
Like, we have to recognize that, like, Titiana and Puck are nonsense names.
right, 100%.
Like, the creation
Here's
of
the thing.
fantasy.
Every name is a nonsense name until you
Yes.
assign logic or a meaning to it, including real life names.
Look, back
Anyway.
off of Star Wars,
Oh,
okay?
I'm so sorry. I'm trying to be nice to it right now. All right, so you are Valstgatuk. What do you-
Gatuk. It's pronounced Gatuk.
Gatuk. I'm so sorry.
okay.
Valstgatuk. I want to know what your role in Star Wars is. Where are you from? What do you do? What's your-
Crescent.
You're from what?
Crescent roll. They're delicious.
Crescent. Do you mean
Crescent rolls?
Coruscant?
No, crescent roll.
Oh, I see. Your role. You're a crescent. That's the kind
Yes.
of role you are.
Yeah.
I see.
Could have gone with
I
a
gotcha.
croissant.
Sure. What do you do in Star Wars? Tell me.
Oh, I have to. Oh, I thought there was a
no.
generator.
There is not
of
a
it.
generator for that. This is
Okay.
where our creativity comes in.
Okay.
Here,
The
however
name-
limited it is.
Velst Gatuk.
Valstgatuk.
I'll say this
Valstgatuk.
doesn't sound Jedi to me.
Okay.
I'd say Velst Gatuk sounds like the informant, like the guy who knows stuff.
Okay.
That, like, you pay money to a bartender who pays money to a one guy, so
Okay.
you can like get a secret meeting with Velst Gatuk.
Ah,
'Cause
you're
the dude's got
you're an
all the
information
info.
broker.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of on the
Information
on the
broker,
seedy
yeah.
dark side of things.
You
maybe
want
not literal dark side.
you want
but-
those Death Star plans? Velst Gatuk's got them for you.
Okay, so you are what's the actor who they tried to work with in Last Jedi who betrayed them, who was obviously going to betray them?
Guillermo del Toro, Benicio del Toro.
Benicio del Toro, others,
Yeah.
somebody else of the bull.
I am chaotic neutral.
Okay.
Like, I work for the money, man.
You work for the money.
Whoever's gonna give me money. So if you want to pay me for the Death Star plans, cool. But then if you want to pay me to tell you that I just sold the Death Star plans to the rebels, cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, there you go. Valstgatuk.
Information broker.
Information
Velst
broker,
Gatuk,
chaotic
information
neutral. I
broker.
like it. All right, let's come up with mine. So first 3 letters of my last name. That's my whole last name. So Fox. Oh, it turns out my name is just Fox McCloud. That's cool. Just kidding. And then my first 2 letters of my first name. Sometimes it's just not gonna work, but I'm so
Kai.
Foxky. Foxkey.
Oh, that's your first name? That's the whole thing's your first name?
first. Yes.
Foxkey.
Foxky.
Foxkey.
Foxkey. Sure, we'll go with it. And then my last name, first 2 letters of my mother's maiden name would be S.O. Her last name was Southard.
It's sombrero.
Yeah, Southard Sombrero. First 3 letters of the town I was born in, P.O.I. I was born in Point Pleasant, New Jersey. So P.O.I.
Yours is bad.
I'm Foxkey Sopoy.
Foxkisopoy.
Fox. I sound like
You're an alien.
like Eastern European.
You're 100% an
I'm
alien.
some
This
sort
is
of
not a human name.
Foxkey Sapwa. Sapui.
Sapui.
Yeah, I think that's just kind of like some rando, like in Jabba the Hutt's like entourage or
Yeah.
something. He's just
That's exactly right.
nobody knows
Like
that's his
Bib
actual
Fortuna.
and I look like some kind of weird animal, like kind of. So I'm not known as Foxkey Sopoy. That's my actual name. I'm just known as like Bat Boy
Two
or
Trunk.
something, or
Yeah.
like some kind of weird, like just
Like
physical
Snaggletooth.
descriptor.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, yours is way better. I could see Valstgatuk being in the next whatever Star Wars spin-off or something.
TM.
Yeah. You look, Disney, you got money. Just let us know. A couple days ago, I think it was yesterday or the day before. No, yesterday. As of recording, of course. The trailer for Assassin's Creed Valhalla dropped. This was
It's Assassin's Creed based on my Animal Crossing island.
Yes, it is. They were like, "That's great production now."
Yes,
and then they did it in like a month and a half.
It's crazy,
impressive. No, it's
kind of like Resident Evil 3. Hey,
the new Assassin's Creed will be set in Viking times. One imagines it's going to be in the Scandinavian region.
Okay, pause right there because we're going to go on a different direction with this. But first, I just want to say, when I think Viking, I do not think stealthily sneaking up on somebody and stabbing them.
Yeah,
like that was not quite. I mean, Spartan was kind of like towing the line.
Assassin's Creed has definitely changed.
Yes.
They have moved beyond Silent Shadows assassins. They're now just, I mean, not all assassins have to be silent. I mean, it helps.
That's true. I guess that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can also be an assassin if you run in somewhere.
Kicks in a door and shoots
and just murder everybody.
I guess assassin is just somebody
But yes, they have moved on, and Viking might be the farthest away they've gotten from that from that cool, stealthy...
No, they're away from the Assassin's Guild thing, right? Like,
no, that's still a thing.
That is
Assassin's
still a thing?
Creed Origins, which was the new one...
That was two ago.
That kind of restarted the series or kind of reinvented. But that showed the founding of the guild.
But was the Merc in Odyssey have anything to do with that?
I believe so. I never got all the way through Odyssey. I did get through Origins, but I never got through Odyssey.
Okay.
And I'm fairly certain. But I know that as recently as 2 games ago, the guild was still a thing because it showed its founding in ancient Egypt. I
don't remember hearing anything about it in Odyssey, but I don't know. So guilt, guilt, not really guilt. I've never played a second of a single Assassin's Creed game.
You're missing out on some of them.
Yeah, I know they're very good.
You should actually borrow Black Flag.
No, but I have a billion games I want to play. Assassin's Creed is
stop
just never
all of
topped
them.
That list. Yeah, I'm not really guilty about it because I play a lot of very good games. Assassin's Creed is just never.
I have
on
most
that list.
of them. Some of them I purchased. A lot of them have been free over the years in various ways. So anyway, Black Flag is really great. You should play it. If you ever play one, play Black Flag. Anyway, we want to talk about so they're going to Scandinavia, we assume, Viking times, and you'll get to be a big Viking person. But this series is probably not going to end anytime soon.
No.
And they've gone all kinds of places. In fact, I wanted to have a list of settings for us, so I should look that up. But we're going to talk about where the Assassin's Creed series could go in the future to keep it fresh or keep it interesting. Because unfortunately, or not unfortunately, they've all been cool places, but a lot of them have kind of just been like Europe in various ways. Right. And it's fun, but it's also like there are way too many diverse cultures in the world to just stick with
planet.
Yeah, to just stick with this. So we're going to be talking about where we think it should go, but here's a list. Rome in the 1100s, New Orleans in the 1700s,
America,
New York during the mid 1700s.
Wait, which one was in New Orleans and New York?
I don't know either of those. I think there were some side games.
I think
like some like quick ones or like maybe on the PSP.
Which was the one that was during the Revolutionary War?
The Revolution was the third one. That was, Boston and New York in the late 1700s.
There it is.
That was the third. That was Assassin's Creed 3, which was okay, but Assassin's Creed 2 is still one of the best.
Yeah.
There are Caribbeans in the 1700s. That's Black Flag. There's Paris in the 1700s. London in the 1800s. Venice and Florence in the 1400s. Ancient Egypt, Ancient Greece, Constantinople in the 1500s.
I'm not sure if you know this, but Istanbul.
Let's get through the joke. There we go. Cool. Yeah. Cool.
Now it's Istanbul, not Constantinople.
It's been canceled to Nopled. Anyway, we got through the joke.
Why'd they change it? I can't say. Maybe they liked it better that way.
So anyway, that's where they've been. Where can they go in the future? You got any on the off the dome?
Yes.
Okay.
Picture this. Ready? Renaissance Italy. Leonardo da Vinci is your partner.
Are you joking right now?
Yes, I'm joking right now.
No, honestly, that's not it. That's Assassin's Creed 2.
Yes, I know. I am joking right now.
Okay. I thought you were joking in the sense that that's stupid and ridiculous, because it kind of is.
No, that's stupid awesome. Are you
Some of
kidding
the
me?
I hate in the Assassin's Creed games when it's like, hey, look, it's a famous person you've heard of. He's now your friend. It's so dumb.
No. Ready? Assassin's Creed Old West, where is it? Where has it been for so long?
Okay. Assassin's Creed Old West.
Yes.
I like it.
I want there to be bar fights, shootouts, but also it's just fine if you're sneaking into room and stabbing guys too. Like, I want there to be a very a Old West style justice, to put it bluntly there.
Sure.
But in the whole idea where like you can be the noble killer in Old West style thought
Sure.
process.
Yeah. True justice.
Yeah, again, the Old West justice, frontier justice style
Right,
thought process. And you could have Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday and all this other stuff.
You could be present at these big events like they do in
all the Assassin's Creed.
All the Assassin's
to
Creed
me,
games.
that's the one. I get that Red Dead Redemption has kind of been throughout this whole thing the standard for old westerns.
RDR2 is
But they do a great job. The RDRs do a great job of being slow-paced, honest westerns. That's not Assassin's Creed.
arguably too slow paced.
Right. That's not Assassin's Creed.
Creed is not.
You could be the fast-paced, shoot everybody, and somehow Doc Holliday gives you a repeating pistol or something like that.
Yeah, and of course, your big, like, you could have those Silent Shadows assassinations, but also like big public shootouts or just like duels at high noon.
Yes, it'd be
for
so
sure.
cool.
I thought of that, and I think it's a great idea still. But to not have to compete with Red Dead Redemption as much, which they wouldn't compete. Red Dead Redemption will blow them out of the water sales wise. I moved it north to the Pacific Northwest frontier.
Oh,
So
I
still
like
kind
that.
of the same era, actually. Yeah, like early 1800s.
Yeah.
And you could be involved with Lewis and Clark on their
the
expedition.
actual literal
and
Oregon
actually
Trail.
show kind of how terrible they were.
The whole thing,
Like,
well,
just
and how little
the
they
history of
did.
the US, really.
A lot of people don't know as much about Lewis and Clark because you don't live in the Northwest. They're
Everything
kind of a
here
big
is
deal
called
here,
Lewis and Clark.
but we're also pretty honest about it. Like,
Yep.
we know that Lewis and Clark weren't the best.
You could drive around Oregon and Washington and find 1,000 markers of saying, hey, this is where Lewis and Clark came.
You could literally
Like,
follow
I
the
don't
Oregon
know if
Trail.
all of them are really where they came. But yeah, so that was mine. It'd also include like maybe some Canada and some Alaska. You kind of truncate that. Because a part of the Assassin's Creed formula is verticality.
Yeah.
So maybe you get those tall forests
Ooh,
that you
that'd
could
be
incorporate
really
that they
cool.
kind of did in Assassin's Creed 3. That'd be
Yeah,
a little
Old West would
harder
have
to do
no
in like
verticality.
in like Arizona and like Southern
Yeah.
California or that'd be a little harder. I mean, you could still go like Midwest also, but not a lot of dense tall forests in the Midwest. So so that's kind of one of mine. It was one I'm least excited about. Here's one I have 3 and I'm going in order of least excited to most excited.
Okay, cool. Can I have my next one, please?
You just gave me. Oh, okay. I see. I was just kind of building on yours. Fine.
No,
Go
I
ahead.
gave mine. Oh, that wasn't one
I was
of yours.
building. No, it is. It
that
is.
is
It's
one of
on my
yours.
list.
Okay.
It's still the Old West frontier, though. It's just
Sure.
north.
Okay, then
Go ahead.
shut your
Just give me
filthy
one.
bearded
God,
mouth.
I'm gonna edit so much of this episode out.
Ubisoft has done a really good job of taking some historical times and being honest with it. I think a historical culture that it's incredibly fascinating, super duper cool, but is not even close to gain the popularity of ancient Egypt or Romans for some reason, is the middle North American, the Mexico area.
Oh, okay.
Like Aztec,
Like the Aztecs.
Aztecs and Mayans.
Man, we're best friends.
Did you see that too?
I went Incas,
Incas.
which are South America.
Yeah,
but I
absolutely.
heavily considered Aztec also.
Central America. That's the phrase I was trying to look
Central
for.
America, yeah.
Yeah, the whole Central American Mayans, Incans, Aztecs, all of them.
Yeah.
The culture is fascinating. you guys.
Different, but similar in their architecture and stuff,
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely.
I don't want to lump them all in the same
No,
thing.
very, very different. Yeah, absolutely.
Peru and Mexico are very different places.
But the culture of all of these are very individual, but also fascinating, incredibly
100%.
cool.
Yeah.
And they were warriors, just like any other culture. out there.
Absolutely.
The Jaguar warriors of the Aztecs are legendary. The like actual like ceremonies they did and things like that could be shown. You could very much, just like in Origins, you could go on a historical tour of those areas if you wanted to. They have the temples
100%, yeah.
mapped out and everything. To me, that's one that's like, come on, guys, come on.
Yeah, the Incan culture, you could go to like Machu Picchu, see all the cool like different kind of pyramids that they create. Like there's so much cool architecture that could be explored and
real.
climbed, as well as the dense jungle new species of animals you would have to contend with, like all kinds of stuff going on that I think would be super cool.
Yes.
As well as I think there's a problem in like white culture, I guess, of saying, I mean, it's been a historical thing to say the non-white are the savages,
Right.
when those are the cultures that created everything our society is based on now.
I think it would be awesome if it
Greek
was
culture and
Central
Chinese
America
culture.
when Cortez is coming, and there's the European invaders that are the
Yes,
bad guys.
I literally wrote down for the Incan culture, you would that be during the Spanish conquest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They would be the bad guys.
Yes.
The white bad guys.
Hey, look
that's
at these
fine,
idiots.
And you're the native good guys.
Right,
Yeah,
and
like, I
you
think
could
it's a great
also
opportunity for
involve
that.
what was I gonna say? Oh, then that could involve also like naval combat
Mm-hmm.
in a way, because that's been a very popular part of recent games, and it should keep going. It's really fun.
But temples and jungle stalking
100%.
and man, that would be so cool.
Yeah, there would be so many cool things, and of course, you would eventually find El Dorado.
All right,
You
cool.
would find it deep in the jungle.
I like that.
All right, here. Nope, sorry. Go ahead. You got another one?
No, that was my second.
All right.
No,
So
it's
then
your
I said
second.
Incan culture.
Oh, that's right.
We
did
are doing the same
with
thing,
too
but
much.
slightly different locations.
Okay.
Let's continue our talk about the Harry Potter universe right
Ooh,
now.
okay,
We will be
okay.
talking about J.K. Rowling later, and the Hogwarts Legacy game that was announced. But right now, let's talk about some of the things that J.K. Rowling has made canon.
Ooh.
What I'm going to do here is test your
Oh,
knowledge
no.
of the J.K. Rowling Harry Potter universe.
All
That
right.
is the things that may or may not have been in the actual books.
So here's
but
right.
are canon based
Right.
on what she has stated.
I might do okay in this.
Okay, good. I
We'll
looked
see.
up several like articles that I literally Googled wildest things J.K. Rowling has said about Harry Potter.
We'll see. Okay, here we
All
go.
right, we're gonna start. Let's see. Okay, let's start. I'll try to start with some things I think. Yeah, you'll probably get this. All right.
All right.
What is the correct pronunciation of the main villain's name in the Harry Potter series?
Voldemort.
Voldemort.
Yeah, without a T.
Yes, she
Yeah.
announced at one point that it's actually pronounced Voldemort, as in like the French
Yeah.
way to say it.
It literally means
because
return
more
from
is
dead.
death. Yes, it's similar. The weird thing is, despite her saying this is how you say it, she has always said Voldemort in other like interviews and has never corrected it in the actual movies.
Right.
I think that was one that just got away from her.
Yes.
she
Eventually, it's just got to be like, forget it.
the first
I don't
movie
care.
came out and she was like, well, too late now.
Yeah. It's
So-
almost as if when enough people get involved, the creation gets removed
It
from the
kind of
creator.
moves, you aren't the sole.
Yeah, it's
you're
almost
not
if
the
you
only one
don't
it
own this
belongs to
anymore. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, let's stay with Voldemort. It's the only way I'm ever going to say it now.
Wrong.
What is okay? So when confronted by a boggart,
Ridiculous? Is that
well, ridiculous is the spell you use,
Right.
but a boggart turns into your greatest fear.
Correct.
To scare you.
Correct.
What would it turn into if it was confronted by Voldemort?
Ooh, good question. What would it turn into? I would guess his grave, like death. His grave.
You're basically there. His own dead body, his
Yeah.
own corpse, because
Yep.
his greatest fear is.
I know
death.
his greatest fear is death.
Yes.
I didn't know how to personify
Apparently,
that.
it would
Whatever,
turn
so,
into he would just look at his own dead body.
There you go.
Which sure makes sense. That's not a wild thing. I guess like not
No.
everything she's ever said is weird or ridiculous. That just makes sense.
Right. Of course. Of course.
But there are some pretty ridiculous things. Let's move into some of those. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about Hogwarts.
Okay.
Where does the name Hogwarts come from?
Where Hogwarts, Hoggy Hogwarts. Teach us something, please. That's the school
Yeah,
song.
go through the whole. Just
Yeah.
read. Remember the books line by line.
I'm going to guess, and this is canonically where it comes from, right? Not where
Cannot.
not where she came up with the name in her head.
Yes, in fiction.
Okay.
Yes, not just her randomly saying that's a funny word.
I'm gonna guess that. You know what? The world is wild enough for it to be actual warts on a pig. Like something to do with actual warts on a pig is gonna be my guess.
You are not entirely wrong.
I'll take that.
Yeah. It's actually, there are a lot of theories that had something to do with Hogsmeade. Because
Right.
that town is called Hogsmeade.
And there's the Hog's Head.
And there's Hogshead, and and then they're like somehow they're all related.
That's what, in my brain, that's why I'm like, pigs. Pigs probably have
Actually, no,
Oh,
that's
dang
not
it.
right.
Well,
It's actually, I believe it's Helena Ravenclaw had a dream in which she saw a hog with some warts on it, and then she was like, "That's funny," and then they named Hogwarts that.
I mean, she was the smartest one, so
Apparently,
everyone
that
else
was-
is just like, sure, man.
Sure
I
sound-
don't know.
yeah.
I'm busy being evil,
Salazar
chill, or
Slytherin
brave.
was like, I got more important things to think about right now. I got real long plans to rule the world. So, yeah. So that's canon.
The options were like, what should we name this? How about like School and Chill? No, we're not
They
gonna.
all just came up
We're
with.
not gonna do that, Helga. Okay, what do you think, Godric? It's like, how about totally jumping off cliffs and
Yeah,
stuff,
cool
dude?
guitar solo
No,
school.
Salazar stabbing. No,
No.
stop. Okay, Helena. I had a dream about Hogswarts. Fine,
Fine, go
There-
with it. It's the
that-
least worst
there.
choice. Let's
Hogwarts.
move on. Let's build secret paths now. That's very important.
Yes, paths that only us and then eventually students know about.
Eventually, these Weasley twins will find somehow. Okay. How much? Now, this is a really interesting one to me. How much does tuition to Hogwarts cost? This is something she's actually
Ooh.
canonically said. Was never mentioned in the books.
No. Okay. How much does it cost? I'm trying to go with like how much like books cost for them and things like that. I'm gonna go with.
You can put it in like pounds sterling or
no
dollars.
galleons. It's got to
Okay,
be
sure,
galleons.
fine, that's
yes,
fine.
of course. I'm gonna go with 400 galleons a year or semester.
A semester.
Yeah,
Okay.
semester. So 800
wrong.
a year. Okay.
It's free.
Really?
Tuition to the ministry or tuition to Hogwarts is covered by the Ministry of Magic,
Wow.
which
So
is
hang
like
on.
this cool. So okay, yeah, go ahead
It's free for you to send your children away from you?
to this specific school. Remember, they get chosen to come here. They're not like you
It's
can't
still
just apply
room
to
and
go
board
to
though.
Hogwarts.
Like,
What I'm saying. Well, okay, so it actually kind of sounds cool and charitable, right?
yes.
Kind of cool, but also,
But when you
and
really
it
think
actually
about
comes
it-
from the fact that J.K. Rowling really benefited from like welfare, basically going to school growing up because she grew up not
Not
with
very
not a
wealthy.
lot. And
She's
so
still
you're
struggling
like,
in that way.
very much.
Yeah.
so. Yeah. It sounds interesting. It sounds charitable, nice. But then you think about it, they still had to buy all of their books. They're like required like a wand,
Robes.
robes, everything. And so you think about like, wait, why wouldn't they also pay for it? It's like, to me, this is more commentary on what's going on like in the actual world. Like, there's so many things that they nickel and dime you for at like colleges. It's like, well, I paid tuition to go to this class. Why do I have to buy the book that's required for this class? It just feels like
that is kind of weird.
it felt weird for this, like especially thinking about the Weasleys, who are they're not wealthy.
Right, and they have a lot of kids.
Yeah, but also like the Hogwarts still sent them letters saying you're coming here. It's kind of like a punishment, almost. Like, I bet the parents were just like, okay.
I mean, I guess you could choose not to send your kid, though.
That's
You
probably
could say
true.
No.
It feels like a weird thing. Like, all right, we'll cover tuition, but you still have to pay for all of your required.
And there are objectively, like, because in the books, there are points when, like, in the 5th book, a couple of the students chose not to come, like Dean's mom almost didn't let him come that year. And so there is the option of keeping them home.
Sure.
We also know there's Bobatons. We also know there's Durmstrang.
There
we
are
also know that
apparently,
there's
I think,
American
11
ones. Like,
schools in the
so,
world.
like, there are options out there.
Sure. All right, here, let's get something very actually recent and relevant to politics in the world.
Ooh, okay.
What?
Hitler.
Well, that was kind of
Diverse
relevant
Hitlers.
to the second
Yeah,
Fantastic
yeah.
Beasts. How does Uncle Vernon view recent UK politics?
Recent UK politics?
Within the last 5 years.
I guarantee you he hates them because he's Uncle Vernon and he hates everything.
Oh, there's part of it's probably motivated by hate. He's pro-Brexit.
Of course he is.
He's pro-Brexit. This was something that apparently we needed to know, is that Uncle Vernon was pro-Brexit.
We don't need to know this. This is inconsequential, Joe. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Stop it! Somebody needs to have a hand slapping robot.
Bad.
Yeah, for when she reaches for Twitter.
I don't know who
Same
came up
thing-
with it, but there's a concept called Twonter, and you just tweet. You
I know
tweet something
exactly
and it
who
goes
came up
nowhere.
with that.
Who was that?
It's Gabe from
Yeah,
Penny Arcade.
There you go, Penny
Yes.
Arcade. Give her sneak that onto her phone so that she'll tweet dumb stuff, but it'll just go nowhere.
Yes.
Okay, last one, and this is you'll probably have heard of this. But speaking of things we did not need to know, Rowling revealed something interesting about wizard hygienic history. What was it?
About wizard hygienic history. I'm gonna guess. Okay. So
I will be shocked if you had not heard about this.
I'm trying to think about it.
Maybe it's my phrasing, but
maybe wizards don't brush their teeth. That's my guess.
nah, it's way worse than that, man.
What?
Apparently, in wizard history, up until Muggles started using modern-ish plumbing techniques, they didn't have bathrooms. Wizards.
What?
This is canon. According to J.K. Rowling,
What?
they would literally poop wherever they were and magic it away. I am shocked you don't know this.
I have not
This is
heard this.
literally something that she decided that is true now. That they would, sitting in class, standing at a restaurant, whatever, they would use, do their thing. Do the thing that everybody does. Everybody poops is the book. And then they would just, magic it away somewhere.
What if you're a squib? What if you live in the magical world, but you don't have... What about Argus Filch? What did
More like
he
Argus
do?
filth.
Oh.
No, that's a true statement.
Oh.
That wizards were just pooping themselves.
And then magicking it away.
They were how with magic... I don't get it. And this was something she decided to tell people on Twitter. There was some kind of innocuous question about something, and that was where she went with it. So that's probably the most egregious JK, as far as Harry Potter canon goes, the most egregious tweet. We didn't need to know that. It's the last thing. And also, hey, I'm just realizing Harry Potter, the Hogwarts Legacy game, takes place in the early 1800s. So,
you best.
there's gonna be a pooping scene, or
you're gonna be walking around, and then all of a sudden people are just gonna stop and go wide-eyed, and their face gonna go a little bit red,
of a cutscene,
and then they're gonna wave their wand and be like, "Okay, let's continue."
just gonna be a thing. Oh, I can't wait for that mechanic.
My voice sings